I found the section on God not having free will quite interesting.
Biggest problem of the in the God debate is divine foreknowledge. This one causes so many further problems, right? So the idea for people who believe in this is that God has full divine knowledge of all future events and actions. So if he creates a universe, he knows exactly what's going to happen at any point in the universe, which then is like, well, why would you create people that you know will go to hell? So you're creating a bunch of people who are going to go and do the wrong stuff and end up going to hell, but you created them and you that was going to happen. So why did you do that? It looks like you're just creating people so that they suffer it and for anyway, that's not the point of what I want to say here. So the idea here is that God also knows his own future actions. So if God has infallible foreknowledge, that would include knowledge of himself and what he is going to do, she or it. And the idea is that if God knows that God is going to make a cup of tea at 9:30 on a Tuesday morning for himself, right? Then when 9:30 on Tuesday morning comes along, God absolutely has to make that cup of tea, because if he does anything other than make that cup of tea, then his original foreknowledge was fallible. It wasn't infallible. It was erroneous. And he can't have erroneous foreknowledge because God is perfect and blah, 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 blah. And God has these characteristics. So if you think God has infallible foreknowledge, he can only do what he has predicted of himself to do, which means that God is on these train tracks that he cannot veer from at all. So God would have no free will. His nature is determined because he's omnibenevolent. He's, got all these necessary characteristics because God is supposedly a necessary being. And what that means is just God is some kind of constrained, almost automaton, just doing whatever God is essentially programmed by his own, undeniable qualities to do. God has no free will.